wife's getting some pie, and the canner was making some noise, and she went, "Oh my God, I'm sorry." And I was just like, "Enjoy your key lime pie, for fuck's sake." I'm the one who's all stoned and hungry as shit right now, but go ahead. but no, I don't want any fucking pie. I just started a podcast, for fuck's sake. Anyway.
People on podcasts eat pie.
I had to get high. I was hot a couple hours. Jesus Christ. So my fucking wife went and got me a couple new strains of weed, and they were very, very, very effective because I'm absolutely zooted right now. But I needed it because I was so fucking pissed. But I'm all right. Don't doom scroll on a Saturday. It's just fucking, oh my God.
Yeah. I'm loving the new intro to this podcast, but welcome to Gen X Rated Saturday edition with Gene and Uncle Bill. Gene.
I'm gonna go a little more professional with some Opcon, so you guys just go ahead and talk amongst yourselves.
I'm really curious why so angry today. Was it all based on the doom scrolling?
That's enough to do it.
Well, I was prepared to doom scroll. Sorry about my leaky eyes, but they'll be white as fucking Casper the Ghost here in about 5 minutes. And then I was all right with the doom scrolling, and then I fucking read an AP story. And Bill's the writing guy. He's the one who writes for a living. But the way AP wrote the story about the Cybertruck Green Beret guy, I mean, literally wrote him as a fucking central casting hero that was just had all these fucking demons. And I actually fucking took a picture. Dude, this sent me into a fucking rage because, you know, I'm fucking black and they never write fucking shit about this about black guys when they do crazy shit. Green Beret Matthew Livesberger, 37, was a 5-time recipient of the Bronze Star, including one with a V device for valor under fire. He had an exemplary military record that spanned the globe and a new baby born last year, but he struggled with the mental and physical toll of his service, which required him to kill and caused him to witness death of fellow soldiers. Hold on, it goes on. Livesberger mostly bore the burden in private, but recently sought treatment for depression from the Army, according to a U.S. official who spoke on condition of anonymity. Blah, 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 blah. Bro, this dude blew up a fucking Cybertruck in front of a fucking Trump hotel. Now close your motherfucking eyes. Imagine he had a fucking Muslim name, and would you write any of that bullshit, and you wonder why fucking black people have checked out of politics for the next 4 fucking years. Mainstream media can suck my balls. That's fucking bullshit. Fucking writing that shit like that shit. Meanwhile, they're letting the New Yorker, some crazy ass New Yorker chick, into the fucking Muslim guy's house, roaming through his shit, finding kafiyas and Korans open to serve. Get the fuck out of here. Are we gonna do this for 4 fucking years, dude? We are never gonna have nice things in this country if we allow our mainstream fucking media to fucking lead us down these fucking dog whistle roads. It's fucking bull. I was so fucking mad. I'm like, Melissa, immediately, here's $200. Get me good weed. Dude, I fucking needed it. And now I'm fucking high. And dude, I'm so fucking sick of this shit. I'm so sick of how they write shit for certain fucking people or take people to fucking Burger King after they murder 9 black people in a fucking church. I've had it with this bullshit. You wonder why I don't give a fuck about Democrats or Republicans, because I haven't heard one Democrat leader shit on this fucking Cybertruck guy like he's a piece of shit terrorist. Lots of people have fucking problems. Are we going to go deep into the dive of the guy that allegedly tried to shoot fucking Trump and assassinate Trump? They just fucking disappeared that fucking story. So that's why I was so fucking hot. I didn't even want to talk about that shit today, but then I read that AP fucking article. I'm like, come on, man. We got to stop this shit. Hero worshiping a guy that blew himself fucking up in a fucking Cybertruck and then fucking worshiping the Cybertruck for containing the blasts. That's what the fucking leader of the investigation was. Dude, we live in make-believe land, man. Yeah. But Luigi's a fucking terrorist, right?
I was just going to say that. Yeah. So, you know, they castigated us for making Luigi into a hero and for admiring him, or, you know, it is. It's a double standard. But again, who owns the media?
I don't fucking know.
Billionaires.
They don't fucking advertise that shit.
Corporations and billionaires. That's who
Well, I
owns
know
it.
that, but who specifically, and can we dox them for fuck's sake and tell them where they fucking live? Because this is fucking, it's outrageous how they're treating us like we're fucking stupid.
Well, and they left out the part where that guy had got into an argument with his wife prior to it for cheating on her. They were going to be divorced. Instead you get the Valor side. He was on some kind of game show because he was so tactically sound with his rifle.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Just ridiculous stuff. Meanwhile, the fact of the matter is, they let that reporter in there hours after this. And of course, you could see where the door is taken off the hinges, where the FBI raided it. That's not normally how they come into a house. But nonetheless, who was she? She was like a nobody walking around in her Lululemon pants and her ball hat. I mean, it was crazy. And you're absolutely right. They were like, oh, here's the Quran open to this page, sitting on the mantle. This is where the bombs were made. Like, come on, man.
We gotta stop all this shit, man.
Well,
Call
but
a terrorist for a fucking terrorist for a terrorist. I mean, you motherfuckers just got lucky nobody fucking got killed. And I don't even know how injured those fucking people are at that Trump fucking Vegas thing, because they won't fucking tell us how injured they are. I don't know if someone's fucking critical or fucking not. They're just whitewashing the whole thing, I suppose. But Eddie's a fucking MAGA, by the way. I didn't even get into the fact that he's a fucking stone cold fucking MAGA that go to fucking DC and kill Democrats because they're taking over DC and ruining the fucking world. But we're not going to mention any of that shit.
No, it seems.
It goes back to Pat Tillman, right? They fabricated the whole Pat Tillman story.
Yeah, true.
Right? He was gonna fucking come out after he got out, man. This war, he said it. This war is so fucking illegal, and the shit that we're doing is so wrong.
Yeah, it's
and they whitewashed the whole story.
I didn't realize we were going to start with the doom scrolling.
Well, dude, that wasn't even doom scrolling. That was a fucking AP story. I wasn't even doom scrolling. I was just reading fucking AP on my computer. So I don't know. I apologize. Get back to the doom scrolling later. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, dude. If we do this for 4 fucking years, these oligarchs are gonna own our ass. We will never. In our lifetimes, in Gen X's lifetimes, we will never fucking have nice things again. These motherfuckers are fucking playing us already. And they can't even keep their own shit together. So they barely elected Mike Johnson as speaker yesterday. So, there it is.
Don't go into the men's room with Mike Johnson.
I'm just saying. And I saw Hakeem Jeffries like fucking yucking it up with fucking Mike Johnson yesterday, and kind of like high-fiving him, patting him on the shoulder and shit. These motherfuckers are the same. The same
They're all
side,
in the same
man.
club.
Well, and as far as that mandate that he has, it took, I think they took the House voting for Johnson by 2 votes. It might have ended up being 3 at the end of the day. 2 of them had to be swung his way because it wasn't going to happen. And that Marjorie Taylor Greene had to do some doctoring with the new soon to be chief of staff of Trump's cabinet. It's all gross and dirty, frankly.
Okay, well, for you two, just so you know, you need to go buy some blue Jasimi. It's a hybrid, relaxes you, blissful, and makes you creative. And since I decided to try the other one too, it's called lemon gelato cookies. It's also a hybrid. It makes you talk really fucking fast like I am right now, but it also relaxes you, makes you creative and shit. So I would suggest you guys go out and get those 2 things, because all we're going to talk about is negative shit today, I have a feeling. Unless you can get me out of this and get me into something.
Yes, I'm going to get you out of this quickly. We should probably put that in the show notes, Gene, for those.
Yeah.
Looking for a creative outlet.
And we are open to a sponsorship.
I don't even know who makes them. Those were just the strains that my producer / wife chose to get for me, because she knew I was all amped up, and I just had to chill out and roll back into sports or some shit or some other happy place, or I don't fucking know.
Well, and maybe that would be a good place to go.
Yeah, I did write down some sports shit today. I'm sure you guys know some sports shit. But
yeah. Let's do that. Let's dial it down a bit.
All right. Well, then you start, Bill. What do you got in sports? Anything?
Well, I want to say that Today is the anniversary of the 1976 AFC Championship game. Steelers at Raiders on the frozen turf of Three Rivers Stadium. Second year in a row that these two dynasties of the 70s, carbon copies of each other, just amazingly loaded teams with Hall of Famers, battled it out for the right to go to Super Bowl 10. And it was an amazing game. If you watch some of the clips of that, dude, these guys just killed each other. They're playing essentially on concrete, frozen turf, just beating the hell out of each other. The Steelers ended up winning 16-10. Bradshaw got knocked out of the game late, and I think he came back. And then played in the Super Bowl the next week, because I think there was only a week between the games then, and got knocked out again late in that game, concussed. It's a wonder that guy's brain is still fully functioning with the hits that he took. But anyway, that was one of the great NFL games. Two AFC powerhouses battling it out for the right to go. And they met the next year out in Oakland as well. So 3 straight years they met in the AFC Championship game, with the Steelers taking 2 of them and winning both those Super Bowls 9 and 10. So just wanted to mark the date.
And the Raiders won their Super Bowl on their trip, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They did. Yeah, they boat raced the Vikings.
So the AFC took out 3 of those. I know that, staying with football, I know Gene had some comments about what was going on tonight, this afternoon.
Yeah.
The Browns play the Ravens. The Browns will be putting their 40th starting quarterback in position today.
This dude's going to need a bigger jersey.
It's Zappy, right? Is it Billy Zappy?
Yeah.
Bailey Zappi?
Bailey Zappy.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, he's starting for the Browns today. That's the famous jersey that dude made that has all the quarterbacks on it. He's probably short all the quarterbacks this year. I think we've started this is our 4th quarterback we're starting this year, maybe.
Yeah, the kid from UCLA.
So that's happening.
Man.
Congratulations to the Browns on that bullshit.
Why
And any reason why you might have this kid, Bailey, who has been with the Patriots. He was also with the Chiefs, I think, briefly last year, and then he's been with the Browns. Why would you start him over somebody like, I don't know, this guy?
Yeah,
Well,
Jameis Winston. I mean, he can win you a game.
He's
high risk, high reward, but
even if he doesn't win you a game, I think
fun.
universally everybody in Cleveland would tell you that it was a lot more fun watching this dude throw fucking picks and touchdowns and for 500 yards and watching these check downs and this bullshit zone read run and
yeah.
I don't know. But again, we got a draft coming up. You know how they do shit without technically doing shit. So it appears as though they're tanking without officially tanking. And they've got quarterbacks to audition. Did he take a pay cut? Did you text that today, Bill or Rob?
Yes. He took a pay cut in order to help out with the cap a little bit. I think it's at least 2 years, at least at $95 million.
Deshaun Watson took a pay cut, but how much in money is that? I don't even know how big his contract is at this point.
Well, all I know is for the 2 years upcoming, he'll be at $95 million for those 2 years.
Okay.
So he gave them some relief. The total package when they signed him was what, $324 million or $348, something ridiculous.
With a shit ton of guaranteed money.
Yeah, for sure. Which good for him, because there's not a ton of guaranteed money. Clearly, he doesn't seem to be that interested. The games that I've seen with him playing are tough to watch.
Right.
You know, I saw some clips of the Raiders. I think it was 84. The Raiders and Browns played in Cleveland. They threw that pick in the end zone looking for Ozzie Newsome.
Oh, in the playoffs. That was 1980, right?
Must have been 80, not 84. Yeah. And they
Was
came
that
up
the fucking Red Right 88 call? Or?
Yes.
Red Right 88, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember that shit.
Yeah, they had the kicker was on the sideline.
Cockcroft.
Yes. Cockcroft, and he was a straight style kicker. It was pretty entertaining, but those guys balled too, man. I mean, I think it was so cold that Sipe couldn't make that pass to Newsome. I mean, it was
You see how these two Pittsburgh Steelers motherfuckers give themselves joy talking about all the Steelers fucking shit, and then they stomp on my nuts with Red Right 88 like 2 seconds later? You two are terrible.
That's not a thing.
So subliminally bad. Steelers fans are the worst, man.
Dude,
you got to bring up Red Right 88. I'm already having a bad fucking day. You fuckers.
Listen,
I was
Anyway,
rooting for the Browns that
You
game.
guys
Anyway.
can suck my balls. I want to move on to Sonny Smart anyway. He's the dad of Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart's the head coach of Georgia. Sonny Smart, unfortunately, at the Sugar Bowl, fell down, broke his hip, had surgery, and then died from complications after the surgery.
Oh,
So not
man.
only did Kirby Smart lose the fucking Sugar Bowl, he lost his dad too. Condolences to him and his
Wow, that's
family.
brutal.
That's just ridiculously bad luck.
Well, his dad fell on Christmas Eve, right?
Right.
Day.
Sure.
And he died due to complications from his fractured hip. And I think any of us that
Right.
have older parents try and keep those hips in one piece, because I think the rate of passing with a broken hip at that age, or any age above 65,
Yeah,
is close to
especially the worse
50%.
the shape you're in,
Yeah.
the worse off you are. I mean, if you're in bad physical shape and you break your hip, it's extremely dangerous for your life. So I
Mhm.
get what kind of condition that guy was in. I'm not trying to be a medical doctor, but yeah, the better shape you're in, if you happen to break your hip, the better chance,
Sure.
better your chances are for sure.
'Cause it
Also, go
happened.
ahead.
I was only going to say it happened to our mom. She had a great surgeon fix the hip, and they had her out of bed within 72 hours. I mean, you're up, you're
My
moving.
mom as well, and then my
Yeah.
mom did her fucking knee 6 months later. So my mom's had a hip and a knee in the last year. And as long as she keeps up her rehab, let's knock on some fucking wood, because she got that lazy ass Vader gene like me. Her maiden name is Vader. If you didn't know it, and sometime I'll tell you a story about how Darth Vader is actually based on one of my cousins. And no bullshit. That's a
Really?
different podcast, though. I swear, but I'm
Okay.
not bullshitting you on that. One of my cousins, Gary Vader, used to kind of torment. Anyway, we'll get to that some other
We're
time.
going to have to, yeah,
Oh.
definitely going to want to hear
I
that.
look forward to that one. Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, lastly, I guess I'd like to say congrats to Simone Biles. She is Sports Illustrated Sports Person of the Year,
Oh,
Nice.
and also not the last thing is Curtis Rourke, Indiana's quarterback, played on a torn ACL all year long, and they had a great fucking season. And props to that kid for being tough as fuck, for playing on a torn ACL from day one
Yeah.
and making it as far as they made it, because that's not easy to do.
Well, and to your point, with that, you can play with the ACL, you can have your brace, but you're tearing your knee up. So that was
Yeah, it's
11
terrible for you.
games.
Oh yeah,
And
you've got no stability there.
correct. So now he's going to have his meniscus repaired, and any other damage that he would have done playing the whole season like that. Impressive.
That's
Super
really impressive.
and he did it for a school. He didn't do it for himself, or he did it for the University of Indiana, and I think that's probably why I like college football best. Even though they get paid now, most of them don't make a lot of money, and you're literally playing for teammates in your school and shit like that. You're not playing for money so much. So obviously, he was playing for a school.
Well, and that's a good lead into Uncle Bill's story that he had told us about earlier. I don't know if you want to jump in here, Billy.
Yeah, Tez Johnson, man, this kid, really just a class act. Great kid. After the loss to Ohio State, which had to be crushing for these kids, literally stood on the field and waited while the Ohio State quarterback was interviewed on the field, just to congratulate him and shake his hand. I mean, just a total class act. And then after that, he went over to the Oregon fans in the stands and was giving away like his sweatbands and gloves, some of his gear, shaking hands. Just a really good kid. And I had watched like the TikTok video that Jeff Pearlman did on this kid. Really tough upbringing, had a single mom. Just as a little kid, he was from Mississippi, and as a little kid, he liked to watch Oregon on TV, and told his mom, "Hey, I'm going to play there someday."
His mom didn't even know where Oregon was.
Yeah. His mom struggled, and so he ended up. He was taken in by his high school quarterback's family.
Oh, next.
They didn't adopt him, but they took him in, and
now with the Broncos.
Yeah, took some pressure off his mom.
His story is that he didn't realize that families had dinner together was one thing.
Or you open the fridge and there was food in it.
You open up a fridge and it actually has food in it. So the kids stayed humble. You're right. They didn't adopt him, but he does consider them like second parents to him.
Mm-hmm.
And they seem to have continued raising him right. I mean, that kid seems to have it all.
Yeah, just a really good kid, and I hope he's got a bright future.
Yeah, I hope so too. That'd be nice.
That's cool. That's very cool. Oh, that reminds me. The last SEC team in the college football
Texas.
playoff was in the Big 12. So fuck you guys with that SEC bullshit and all that nonsense. And
Well,
now that everybody's getting fucking paid, it's a different fucking story. So none of you should have fucking realigned and stayed where the fuck you are. It still bums me out to this day that Iowa State doesn't play like Oklahoma, Colorado, Nebraska, all those Big 8 teams they used to play, and then Big 12 teams and Missouri, and we had all these fucking dude. Those were great rivalries, and now I'm just scrambling every single year to figure out what does this even mean being in a conference like this. And then they have these super conferences. How many teams does the Big 12 have now? Like 18 or some shit, or 28 or
12.
Or Big 10 has 28. It's like
it's crazy.
You didn't have to do any of this shit. You just had to start paying the fucking players all fucking long. These people are fucking idiots, man.
Well, and you talked about the SEC, and they were taking a lot of heat because they were not finding much success. Now that everybody's paying players, not just LSU and the Alabamas, and I
think
that
ironic, unfortunate, or
could be why Alabama lost their head coach, right? Everything evens out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Saban has such a fucking great personality. By the way, I worked with that guy for 2 years.
Oh, with the Browns,
past him in the hallway every single day. Said, "Hey, Nick," and he just go and just fucking walk by because he's literally that fucking big of a dick. But yeah, he's talking to all these world class athletes, and they're going to Alabama with just his, I'm Nick Saban. Bullshit, dude. Motherfucking, you know people fucking cheat. You know people were cheating for fucking years. They've always been fucking cheating, and now everybody gets to cheat equally with these NILs, and let's just keep the billionaires out of it. I saw some story about a billionaire. Well, we talked about that, didn't we?
We talked about it, yeah.
Michigan recruit, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was Larry Ellison, right? Oracle guy.
Oracle, yep.
Rob, I saw some shit you tweeted out about that motherfucker the other fucking day about what he was saying about how to keep us in fucking line
with AI.
What did he? What was that shit? Do you remember that?
Are we yes.
I'm sorry. Well, dude, we're talking about football, and then Larry Ellison wants to fucking buy a fucking team, and then all of a sudden it started getting me thinking about that tweet about how he's literally like with AI and shit.
Well, yeah, they're just going to condition us to the information they want, and I think you saw Elon Musk himself is now just going to give us the happy stuff on Twitter. We're going to get rid of all the negativity, and everything's going to be happy, 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 joy, joy.
Dude, you just
I can't wait to get kicked off of fucking Twitter. Ugh.
Couldn't make this shit up.
Listen, to finish up on college football, I just want to talk about that Arizona State-Texas game real quick. Arizona State lost in overtime, double overtime, but they're now petitioning because they feel like they were cheated in that the field goal, and this was in the second quarter, so it's not like it was at the end of the game. And sure, maybe Texas approaches some situations differently, a field goal situation, they need a touchdown. They want to turn it over and move Arizona State forward. And I'm just going to put this up because I hadn't seen this before. It's pretty crazy. I just want to, see the field goal block.
Oh shit! It bounced through.
It
That's
did.
Good.
That's good. That is absolutely true. So
they'll show it again. The ball's definitely blocked at the line.
Yeah. So,
but as the ball hits the turf, it actually bounced back through the uprights.
Well, through the uprights is good, big guy.
Correct.
It's not a dead ball yet.
It's not a dead. If it goes through the uprights, it's not a dead ball.
I mean, here it is one more time. It's amazing that it went through. But my question is this, Gene. Is it right there with the drop kick? Like, you can do a drop kick to kick a field goal in the NFL. That's
right.
Certainly legal. But I thought if a ball was hit at the line of scrimmage, blocked like that, once it hit the turf, it would be a dead ball. But no.
It's a dead ball as long as it doesn't go through the uprights.
Really?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
That's the rule.
That's the rule.
And I've never seen anything like that in real life before in my life. That was incredible.
Yeah.
So they
that
didn't
was-
count the 3 points. They felt like the game went to overtime because obviously it was tied, and they feel like they should have been awarded the win. But this is again,
I'm not. I got a question though. I'm not saying everybody should know every rule, but shouldn't have someone somewhere known that fucking rule?
you two
I would
knew.
think. Yeah, somebody should have known that or at least looked it up because
Oh my
it's in the rule book.
God, that's crazy that nobody.
I've never seen anything like it.
That's crazy that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was nuts.
So
What are the
the
odds of that?
interesting part is that you have the the playoff committee puts these brackets up. They seed the teams, but it's really up to them. If they were to turn around and say, "Hey, you know what? We messed up. Arizona State moves on to the next round." They could do that. I mean, they have that kind of power, which is bizarre.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
all powerful. They're all powerful because they're control freaks. But that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen. I mean,
No,
and
it
at
can't.
the same time, then Texas has a legit beef. Hey, you blew the call. We won the game.
Yeah.
An SEC team, by the way, and they want Texas. Texas are the big dogs. This is if they could write this shit, this is how they would want it written. Not that weird ass play, but that Texas advances.
Well,
So,
and the SEC is getting very defensive because other than these guys getting cheated in to stay in the tournament, no other teams playing currently. Most of them got pasted, and then you have Nick or Kiffin, Blaine. Is that his name? Blaine Kiffin.
Lane.
Yeah,
Like
Lane.
stay in your fucking lane, douchebag.
Like Lane Meyer.
Yeah.
Well, and he's at what, Mississippi State?
I don't pay attention to him anymore.
Nonetheless,
Tell me.
he's in the SEC, and they beat Duke. So now he's pounding his chest that the SEC's back.
Okay.
Yeah.
People are
Okay.
reminding him, you beat Duke in football.
Okay, Lane.
Stay
Who
in
is a
your
bit
lane.
of a nepo hire?
Oh my God, yeah.
I mean, he's worked his way through several programs. His dad's a longtime NFL coordinator, very respected. But
Defensive coordinator, yep.
Hey, not to pivot to basketball, but I am from fucking Cleveland, and I do have a fucking beef. These TNT guys are just talking about how the fucking game has been ruined, and it sucks now because every analytics says shoot the 3-pointer.
I hate that though. But go ahead.
And they may be right on the fucking games they're watching, but they're only watching the fucking legacy teams. They're only watching the Celtics and the fucking Lakers and all, and they're making their observations based off that. Man, watch the Cavs play. The fucking Cavs are fucking rolling. They are rolling. They won again last night. They beat Dallas. They pass the ball like they're a college team. They only take the good shot. They play defense like they're a fucking rabid high school team.
I love that. How deep is your bench, Gene?
And no one's paying attention to them. And I don't mind that they're going under the radar, but don't tell me there's fucking bad basketball out there when you can see really good basketball. Just fucking watch the Cavs play for the last 35 fucking games or whatever. They're playing fantastic basketball. And it's the type of basketball you like to see.
How deep is their team?
So far, it's pretty deep. Like last night, with 3 or 4 minutes left, they put in all reserves and some G League guys.
Wow.
And Dallas started battling back a little bit, and the head coach didn't panic. He trusted these guys, and they still ended up winning by 11 or 12. But Melissa and I, being novices and nobody got nervous going, oh, shit. They pulled all their starters, and these guys, Dallas is making a fucking comeback. We were getting but then they calmed down, and then started making shots and play. They were playing great defense. It's just Dallas was starting to hit some shots late with their reserves. And you can get back in a basketball game in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm just saying the Cavs are playing really good basketball. If anybody loves the NBA and wants to watch good basketball,
well, I'm glad you shared that. They're 30-4 in the conference.
Oh, damn.
Which is pretty impressive.
Exactly, Bill. Oh, damn. Exactly, dude. And they're having fun, and they only had 2 fucking all-stars, which is bullshit. They should have had 4.
Dude, they're fun to watch.
Our boy. Who'd they fuck over? Darius Garland, and who's the one with the fro, Melissa? Jared Allen. Both should fucking be. I mean, come on, dude. We're falling.
Listen, to your point, this guy's clearly coaching for a championship because you test these guys. Now, so what if they were 29-5? Who gives a shit? You need to know what you have and who can handle it in what situation. I will say this. I've watched some basketball, mainly on Twitter, where you'll watch for 4 minutes and these guys go up and down the court missing 3-pointer after 3-pointer. Well, when you're missing from 3 points, that rebound's so arced out that you're just running back and forth, missing shots. It does. It makes the game look like shit. I would much rather even watch from the old days the pick and roll, Stockton to Malone. At least you're moving it. And to that point, I saw Larry Bird on an instructional video with Kevin McHale and the Chief, Robert Parrish. I'm sure you can appreciate that, Gene. The
He
Chief.
smokes the weed.
They were showing 4 different plays off of pick and roll. I mean, it was a technical game. Those guys were studs. I mean, I could go on about Larry Bird, as you know, all
The
night.
fouls were super hard.
Oh
like,
my God,
brutally, like the NFL is today. That's how the NBA was back then.
Oh yeah.
And they showed Pippen getting knocked down, and they're like dragging him off the. Like,
I've seen hockey players get willed out like that on stretchers, completely knocked out, just willed into the locker in the 70s and 80s. Like, dude,
that'll be fine.
Sports back in the day, my God, no wonder we're so fucked up. They were violent as a Bugs Bunny fucking cartoon.
Oh, dude.
Well, most hockey players would be back in the next period. Frankly, it's insane.
Dude, those guys got pissed when they had to wear helmets.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
And never got pissed when they lost teeth. You know how upset I'd fucking be if I lost a fucking tooth playing football, for fuck's sake? I'd be devastated. So,
well, to your point, I just want to say that if that type, and I'm not familiar with the Cavs, but if that's the kind of game they play, that would be welcomed for sure.
It's fun.
Yeah.
4 out of the 5 can legit shoot 3-pointers that out of the starters, and then I think 4 out of the 5 reserves that back them up out of the top 8 are 3-point shooters. They all play good fucking defense. So you got fucking 8 out of 10 guys that they play in a steady rotation that can all shoot 3-pointers. And then they'll whittle it down to their top 7 or 8 guys. Right now they're playing like 10, 11 guys. Sometimes we have injuries. Sometimes there's a 13th guy in there from the G League that comes in. They're all playing extremely well. And Melissa's super excited. Kind of like we were all amped up when LeBron came back and got us going again and got Cleveland a championship. That shit's fun, man. We don't get them in football. We get close in baseball sometimes, but we still kissing the pig on that one.
I want to say, and circling back to this Browns comment that you made about these 2 Pittsburghers, I find nostalgia there. When I see Retigliano on the sideline, when I see Ozzie Newsome, I mean, did I love him watching him pound my Steelers? No, but the guy was a fucking stud. Those were good teams, and they were all built kind of the same way. So it's more of an appreciation. I probably would have rather seen Cleveland beat the Raiders. I was not a huge Raider fan.
I was rooting for the Browns.
But yeah, I mean, you know, it's just it's old school to me. I have no issue with Cleveland when they play the Steelers. Sure, I want Pittsburgh to win, but at the end of the day, I don't care.
Teach your shitty ass fans to not be so fucking rude to the other fans and make it a nostalgia thing and quit being so goddamn.
I would agree.
Violent. Like even my wife all those years ago had a terrible experience in that fucking stadium.
Really?
I think the Kelce's families had a terrible experience in that stadium. It's just like everybody needs to stop all that shit. I don't know what everybody's all. Just sit down and fucking watch the fucking game and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, kind of appreciate it.
You guys, I don't know if you remember this, but in '99, you guys and I was not with the Falcons anymore, but you guys had a Monday night game in Pittsburgh. And I don't know if you remember this or not, but so I was still living in Atlanta, and
I do because we lost.
Yeah. I think, and I came up and went to the game, and I think you got me tickets. I think I sat in the players' family section, and OJ Santiago's parents sat like a row in front of me, and his parents were mixed. His dad was black, his mom was white, and you know, again, Rob and I are from Pittsburgh, so
technically OJ was mixed. His mom was white, his dad was black.
Yeah,
okay,
that's what I meant.
But go ahead.
Dude, the abuse that they took.
Yeah.
And it was embarrassing. I apologized to them. I'm like, hey, I'm from here, and I'm just, this is disgusting. I'm sorry. I apologize for these people. They're just fucking ignorant. And it was embarrassing. I mean, dude, it's a game, right? I get it. It's a rivalry. But Pittsburgh and Atlanta was not a huge rivalry.
No.
To just, you know, to treat people like that. It was embarrassing. It was a real eye opener.
So is it better now that we've evolved to like fans slugging it out with one another in the stands? Is that preferable to like, yelling at players?
As long as there's no knives or fucking guns and there's alcohol involved, I'm okay with it. I'm not great with it. It's fucking dumb as shit. You should just sit down and watch the game and shut the fuck up. But dude, you can't even go to you see concert video clips now. A thing is to throw fucking water bottles at the face of the front man and shit. Someone's fucking singing, Olivia Rodrigo singing, and then takes a water bottle to the face. The fuck is that shit? Now all of a sudden that's a sport. So no,
dude.
I mean, for real, people are fucking ignorant. I don't know what we can do as elders to influence people to be fucking nicer and just sit down, shut up, and enjoy it. And
Dude,
but I don't know.
We're the generation that was always ignored, so it's not like they're listening to us now.
Yeah, and we talked a lot of shit on people, and believe me, I play football games where constant chirping, but no one's gonna go get a gun or a fucking knife afterward. And usually, it's a pushing or shoving match. It's not a full-on fucking brawl. I mean, you get those every now and again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's nonsensical how violent we've gotten watching violent sports. But I'm not.
Well, you had the guy in Nashville walking the streets after the game, just knocking people out, right?
Was that Baltimore?
Ravens?
That was
Ravens
Baltimore.
fan.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
dude's gonna do fucking time, and he's done other stupid shit before that too. So I mean, literally repeat offender, lock his ass up for a decade. That's just dumb. That's just dumb.
It's
Because
dumb.
I wear a certain color or I was born into a certain jersey, I have to represent with violence. That's just dumb. That's silly, but
It really is. It just
they have
it makes no
hooligans
sense to
in
me.
soccer. They have it's nothing new. I mean, go around the world and people do crazy shit for their fucking teams. They've kidnapped Colombian soccer players and murdered their asses for fucking having self goals and shit like that. I mean, just
Yeah.
They take their football very seriously.
yeah, for sure. But anyway, it's dumb. I don't know how you would tone it down. It seems
The
like
bottom line is the players don't care. For God's sake, you're not doing
Yeah,
it for Gene. You're not pounding somebody's ass for Gene. I mean, come on, man. The players don't
no,
care.
dude. I'm gonna be sitting in the VIP section somewhere where you can't get in, and I'm gonna be sipping on fucking Cristal, smoking a fucking Marlboro Red, laughing at your ass while you're out there fucking fighting. I ain't coming out to fucking help. Yeah.
Fuck that.
And you know why? And that's why you can pretty much do whatever the fuck you want to me as long as you're not a soccer mom that cuts in front of me in a gas line at a get-go. You can pretty much do anything you want but that on Thanksgiving, and I'll fucking let the shit go because I'm not about to write you a check because I want to use violence against your fucking stupidity. You want to be a fucking dumbass, I'm living a better life than you. It's as simple as that. So
Mhm.
you know who the fucking haters are, and you know how much they fucking hate themselves. They're the fucking people that run around and punch other fucking people because they're wearing the wrong fucking jersey. That's
Oh yeah.
you hate
There
yourself.
was back in the 70s, there was a group of Steeler fans. They hung out at a bar in Homestead, which is where there was a big steel mill, Chiodos. And they would go to all the road games. They would like
You
rent
went
a
to
bus.
Chiodos too, okay? But go
I
ahead.
did go to Chiodos. We went there. Yeah, we had a good time.
Cheap beers.
Cheap beers, lots of weird memorabilia hanging off the ceiling. So, but these guys would take these road trips, right? They would like rent a bus. They'd go to Cleveland. They'd go to Cincinnati. And I think one year, it was like the early 70s. They were I want to say they were in Cleveland, and they were sitting beneath like the Steelers owners were in a box. And back then, like the boxes were open, right? They weren't enclosed. And so the people in the Cleveland crowd were like motherfucking the Rooney family. And so these guys got in a fight, and they're like, yeah, we were defending their honor, and I'm sure they would have come down to help us. And they asked Dan Rooney about it, and Dan Rooney's like, well, we weren't about to get in the middle of that, but
He's like, what?
we
What?
probably would have called security.
Rich people fight? No. Oh my
Like, dude,
god.
yeah, they are not coming down to throw fists with you. No, I'm sorry. And you're
their
defending their
honor.
honor. They didn't give a shit.
Okay.
You
Part
know?
of the claim to fame of Chiodos was the ceiling wear that they put up there. I don't know if you can tell from that photo what that is. Uncle
Those
Bill?
bras?
It was bras.
Oh wow.
Correct.
Yeah, there's a couple
ones,
famous
little
bars
ones.
that do that. That's one of the bars that does that, huh?
Yes.
I don't think it's there anymore, though.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it is either.
I think
You
it's
know how
gone.
much flop sweat is in those fucking bras all dried out after a fucking hot night in August, and they take that shit off and throw it up there on the ceiling?
Yeah.
I mean, oh my god, did that fucking bar have a weird smell? Did it smell like
Yes.
a locker room?
It did.
Jesus.
It had a funky smell.
Yeah, it did. I mean, that's a lot of flop sweat up there on those walls.
For sure. I think it was
Whatever.
Pinnacle Pete's in Arizona. You'd go into that place, they'd cut your tie off.
You'd cut
and they
your
had
tie
all
off,
the
yeah.
ties hanging from the
Oh
ceiling.
yeah, I don't
And
think
it was
I've
like,
ever been there.
I'm trying
What
to-
part of Arizona was that in? Phoenix?
Scottsdale,
yeah.
I think.
Scottsdale, but Phoenix.
Yeah.
Okay, I
But
definitely
the
heard of
thing
it. 'Cause
was,
Go ahead.
if those ties were up there, some of them for decades, I'm eating under that. Like, you're going to tell me there's no dust and flop sweat? I mean, maybe the sweat's dry, but it's
Oh,
still
dude, how about
over.
like fucking like little dust mites that are
Yeah.
just pooping right on your fucking food as you're enjoying your fucking extra crispy waffle and shit?
Hey,
That's
now,
how
that
that's
crispy.
how Rob likes them, extra crispy.
we're
The
not
drunker he
saying-
is, the crispier his fucking waffle has to fucking be. And don't let somebody be reading a fucking romance novel at a fucking Waffle House. He might go off.
You know what?
That's another story.
I gotta say, I feel partially responsible for that because that was the night that Homeboy and I snaked the limo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we were all
just
supposed to
That
go.
was me and Gene.
stole a limo I paid for, by the way. Motherfucker. But that's all right. It's in the past. It's okay.
It's
So
in the
Rob and
past.
I had a wonderful meal at the fucking Waffle House. We watched a budding romance between some chick and some really skinny Waffle House guy. But he managed to make our food. But then he brought that waffle out, and fucking Rob was like,
Oh, that
"This ain't fucking crispy. I asked for fucking crispy. This ain't a crispy waffle."
I did ask for it crispy. Let's be clear
That's
here.
exact words, fucking crispy. It
And
was
you
not.
call that crispy?
It was soft and tan, and it was not browned enough. So I don't know. Did he remake it? I don't even fucking remember.
Yes, I got a new waffle.
Oh,
Yes,
he got
I
a
did.
new waffle. So that's all that matters. He made him a new
It
waffle.
turned out okay.
Yeah.
But
Except for the stolen limo, you bitch.
yeah, I feel bad about that because
Yeah.
we had all planned we were going to take it. We had a room at the Hyatt downtown, and I don't know, me and Homeboy and I don't know, some strippers, and I forget exactly what happened, but
Well,
We
Merry
ended up-
Christmas for that limo.
we ended up.
And me and Gene ended up at the Waffle House.
I think
Correct.
you guys are like,
How
where's
did
the
we even
limo
get
going?
home, Rob? Did we have to cab home or something?
We managed.
Oh, okay. I don't fucking remember. I don't know, man. There was so much booze involved in Atlanta. I just there was so much booze involved from '93 because I didn't really drink or smoke a lot when I was in Miami in my first 2 years. But once I got to the Browns, none of the old linemen were married. They were all like my age, so that was Partyville. A lot of drinking, and then when I got to Atlanta, it was even worse because it all turned. It went to switch from beer to fucking like vodka and Crown. And
Crown and Coke.
holy shit, yeah. And then I didn't drink for 10 years after I retired, and then like in 2010, I was mowing the fucking grass one day, and it was really hot out, and I was kind of limping, and my back was fucking hurting, and I was like, I want a Coors Light. and I started drinking fucking again. And then the rest is history. I haven't stopped.
Still at it.
Still at it.
Were you still in Cleveland the year that they put a dead fish in Steve Everett's locker?
No, that was the year I got. That's a good question. I think it was the year I got traded. I want to say I was there for the training camp, but then I got traded to Atlanta. But there's all sorts of Steve Everett stories, dude. I mean, I still talk to Steve daily on one of my Browns group feeds. It's weird how you have these group feeds with your old lineman buddies, but you also have them with the guys you had to go against, like that were on the practice squad and like and had to go competition against during training camp. Like we have a bunch of old linemen, D linemen, linebackers. In this group feed, just talking about reminiscing about how fucking beat up we are because of all the shit we did to each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, Everett was like notorious for doing. I mean, I got an Ozzie Newsome story with Everett. Like he used to drive Ozzie Newsome like just insane. Like Steve would do stupid shit. Now remember, he was in his 20s. He's a good, solid, great dad now, and and pretty chill, but in his 20s, and he's from Michigan, and they're all fucking idiots. I played for Michigan. He's from Florida, so he's definitely a legit Florida man. But
And a
yeah,
stud
I have
player.
two Ozzy stories because we used to say, you know, we have those group meetings before you split up into individual, and Steve would do stupid shit like hold his farts all night long and eat really gassy foods. And he'd be fucking laying up cramping, like fucking calling me like, dude, I'm cramping, but I'm not gonna fart. I'm saving him for Ozzy. And then he'd come in and he'd sit in the same row as Ozzy and he'd fucking drop a bomb. And then fucking Ozzy would just like be shocked and fucking look at Steve and horror and then get up and fucking walk out. One time he caught Steve like wrapping a rubber band around his nutsack over and over again, just twisting it until it was just like, yeah, that guy. So, but anyway, yeah. And then Ozzy fucking like glances over in his periphery and sees Steve just doing fucking vile shit and just quietly as a gentleman stands up and just like fucking shakes his head and walks out. He didn't really say a lot, but Steve used to torture Ozzy for some fucking reason. But Steve was allowed to. He was a first-round draft choice, man. So Belichick loved him.
He was a baller.
He was a legit baller.
Oh, yeah, dude. That dude would play with a broken fucking jaw, fucking bent face mask. Yeah. Insanely tough guy.
Is this more what he looks like now?
Yeah, that's exactly what he looks like now. But, yeah, he did nerve damage his rookie year into his neck right away. Fucked up his neck. Like, he has a permanent, like, stinger. He has permanent neck damage. And still managed to play, I think, 7-8 years, and had like nerve damage from the first month he was in the fucking NFL.
Oh, wow.
Until it just got so fucking bad and so fucking unbearable. It's like, I can't do this shit anymore. And
Well,
to this
he would
day,
take
he has terrible.
Tramadol, right? Tramadol was not a scheduled drug at the time, and people would take that for sciatic pain. But I was told the lineman would take like 15 to 20 of them before a game. That's Bo Schembechler with him, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't know if Steve took Tramadol. I certainly is Tramadol on the ban list now. Did they
now it is, but it wasn't.
The FDA does okay. Yeah, I had plenty of Tramadol in my day. I don't know. We all took whatever the fuck we get our hands on. Tramadol, then we do the Toradol shots after games. Now they do Toradol shots before games. They're pre-anti-inflammatory, and I don't know if that's good for you or not.
I don't think so.
Yeah, probably.
I like the guys that took the gas up. They'd get as stinky as they could pregame for really putting it on their opponent.
Yeah.
Or the guys that didn't fucking use any fucking deodorant. God, I hated blocking a stinky motherfucker that didn't use fucking, a little fucking Old Spice in the morning. Like, God damn it. Or even worse, a dude that used fucking the regular, the dry roll-on shit and just had chunky shit all stuck in his fucking shit. And you're trying to hold up under there and getting bits of fucking deodorant underneath your fingernails.
All right. And as an equipment person, try taking it off them at the end of the game where you got to get your hand up under there and pull the one side off.
Yep.
Disturbing.
Nothing can be worse for you guys than cleaning a gross, snotty fucking mask or a bloody back of the helmet or some shit. Don't name names, Bill Rosen.
I'm not going to name names, but there was one guy who, and I always got stuck doing his helmet every fucking week.
Yeah.
His head literally looked like a fucking pineapple. It was no names, and it wasn't his fault, but oh my God. And after every game, that thing would be just covered in bits of
playing, wearing a football helmet, being a black guy, having short curly hair is you get ingrown fucking hairs easy.
Dude,
but some are more susceptible than other. But yeah, if they bleed or they pus up, there's going to be an equipment manager named Bill close by to clean all that pus out of the helmet every
week, man. And that was before they started wearing like those, the little
do-rags.
Do-rags, and then the NFL started putting them out, and the team started issuing them, and guys wear them now. But I felt for them, but I felt worse for me having to clean that shit.
That's another claim to fame Everett has. When they moved to Baltimore, he wouldn't take off his Browns do-rag.
Oh, really?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he kept getting fined for wearing his Browns gear playing for Baltimore. That was his ode to the Browns. But I guess you guys would have to clean the do-rags now too, huh?
They probably go in the bags.
We have one of Dion's old do-rags somewhere.
Do you
Yeah.
do you still think they do bags? Have you talked to Mike? Do they still do bags the way they did bags when we played?
I would imagine so. You know what? I texted him New Year's Eve because it was his birthday too, and he texted back, said he misses us, but crickets after that. I'm guessing he's pretty busy, but
You got 11 kids and you work in the NFL, dude. That's fucking 100-hour a week life. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Well,
Where you
it's
can
been a
sleep.
while since I've seen Mikey, and he was on the sideline. Uncle Bill said he had gray hair. I thought I was going to lose my mind.
No
I was
way,
shocked.
dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
Homeboys
Gray
joined the
hair on
club.
Mikey. And we're calling him Mikey. They probably call him Mike now.
Like, yeah.
Wow.
They ain't calling him homeboy, that's for sure.
Oh, there's no way. I wonder if he listens to country now, because for some reason, every white guy I ever met that listened to hip hop now listens to fucking country. I don't get it.
Well, we
Man,
got
I
to get
wonder.
Mikey end of season. He's got to come for a visit.
Hmm.
For sure. Oh yeah, definitely put him on. That'd be
Absolutely.
fantastic.
Remember him at your wedding? He had his little his derby hat on.
Hell yeah, guy was styled, man. Come
Homeboy
on.
was sharp, man.
He's
He was
all about
sharp.
style. Even his Mercury SUV was clean and tricked out and didn't have a dent or rust. It was just, dude. Even when he lived with us, he had the cleanest room in the house.
Yeah.
Of course, Rosen wasn't letting his strippers fucking Rottweiler shit in Mikey's room, just mine. So that was probably the biggest fucking difference on why Mikey got to keep a clean room. Because Rosen would just open the gate to my room and go ahead, go up and visit Gene. And then that dumbass Rottweiler would come up and take a dump.
Oh, Zeus. I love dogs, but I did not like that dog one bit.
Oh, you think I did? After he shit
I think
in
you
the
liked
bedroom?
him less than I did, and that's saying
Yeah.
something.
Better believe I fucking didn't like that fucking dog.
Dude, she picked me up at the airport one time in Atlanta in my car, and she had the dog, and she opens the door. The dog gets out, and this big giant dude is standing at the curb, right? He's got his bags there on the curb, and luckily he's looking the other way. The dog walks right up, lifts his leg, pisses all over this giant dude, his suitcase. And I'm like scrambling. I'm like, oh fuck. I'm looking to see if there's a blanket in my trunk, and I'm pulling it out and I'm wiping down this guy's suitcase, and he's oblivious. And I'm like, just get in the car. Let's just get the fuck out of here. Let's go before
Sure.
this guy
Didn't
turns
even let the
around.
dog relieve itself before she came to an airport. She just let it
That-
piss on someone's luggage.
That was
Well, you're
par for
lucky
the
you didn't
course.
die that day, because if I'd seen your dog pissing on my luggage,
Wasn't even
I
my
would have
dog.
you, not her.
I didn't even
So-
like the dog.
It doesn't matter, dude. Don't date strippers. I guess that's the fucking lesson.
Dude, that's the same one. Even before I was dating her, I remember like I had given her tickets to a home game, and she's like, "Oh, I'll bring my mom." I'm like, "Oh, great."
Oh, is this the hot dog sharing story? Oh, I love that shit.
And
So
they were
what
good
happened
seats,
next,
man.
Bill?
They were just a few rows up from the bench on the sidelines. And then I remember like sometime in the first quarter, you're like, hey, Rosen, hey, look, there's Zoe. She's with a dude. And they're sharing a hot dog.
It looked like Lady and the Tramp. Getting closer to the. Oh, fuck it. Oh, my God.
Yeah, you're gonna bring your mom to the game. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, well, dude. What are you going to do, man? I mean, there's all
funny
sorts
story.
of dysfunction in Atlanta. So that place was insane. That's why I didn't raise my children there. It was just far, far, far too dangerous.
It was fun though.
Yeah, it was definitely fun. And we're alive, so thank God.
We lived to tell the tale. Thank God it was pre-camera phones.
Again,
Yeah. Well, dude, that alters behavior. That segues into like I don't even think people realize, man, your behavior is so altered because of all these cameras around, because of all these cell phones around, and it's not that it's making you behave any better. I mean, not that you were going to behave badly anyway, but you can't even let loose anymore. I mean, you can't do anything without someone trying to make it viral. You can't even die without
Oh,
getting
God,
hit.
yeah.
You can't even get hit by a fucking a Ford F-150 without someone trying to make it a fucking viral moment. So that's what I fucking hate about camera phones. It's not about some gotcha fucking moment, or it just alters your fucking behavior in such fucking hideous fucking ways.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're Bill Nye, you can't even have a heart attack on stage.
No, dude. I mean, anybody sees a heart attack in America, someone on stage, they start laughing. They think it's part of the fucking act, and then they whip out their cell phones. That's a thing.
Well, and lay this story. There's a group that has a pickup hockey group here that there's some older gentlemen and some younger guys as well, but they were at a facility and a guy literally had a heart attack. They went running to the front desk because it had a fitness center as well. And they were telling the chick to call 911. And she just thought it was kind of a joke, like, no way, what? No. And it delayed, not that it was her fault per se, but they couldn't find the paddles, and the guy ended up dying.
Oh, damn.
Hold on, I gotta say something about being Gen X right here that people don't notice. When you were talking about that woman, Melissa's had never. She's a Gen Xer. I'm a Gen Xer. Bill's a Gen Xer, and you said that chick. Every Gen Zer, every millennial's head would have been like, that chick. but we're so conditioned. Our languages, it's just little things I notice about us, like our language, because my daughter constantly is fucking reminding me how I'm fucking up semantically, that was funny when you said because if you said that, my daughter was here and she was sitting way over there, she would have been like, looked up and looked at you funny, like, chick. But it doesn't mean anything. It's just funny. It's an observation. I apologize.
Sure. And I appreciate the feedback. I really didn't mean that in a derogatory way. It was just my style of speak, I guess.
It's fucking hilarious to me.
Yeah, that's just how we talk.
The woman in the room next to me, her head didn't even lift up. Her fucking head's buried in cell phone. She didn't phase her because she grew up listening to that bullshit her whole life. So, not that I'm saying you're bullshit. I'm just saying,
I just think it desensitizes us, and we just don't really process as quickly as we might have when it's an important situation or an emergency situation like we used to. I mean, I felt like, we were kind of on top of everything and observing and watching. Just that's how we were wired. And now it's like, it better be super spectacular for me to even pay attention to it. For me to even respond anymore.
Yeah.
We had talked about this prior, doing kind of a doom scroll segment where you would pick 3 to 5 tweets that you found to be either outrageous or mind blowing or just
upsetting, annoying,
maddening.
Yeah, maddening. Whatever you want to do. So I was going to start with a couple time wasters, which is my theme that I keep coming back to. I feel like I've gotten off a lot of social media. I've gotten off a lot of the news. As we talked about, we check in on occasion. But one of the things that irked me was watching this young man, Donnie Jr., talk about how everybody thinks he's on cocaine and how he's not. And it's supposed to be such a story. And it's always the left wing this and the left wing that. I mean, whether he has a drug problem or not, I'm not going after the guy in particular, but I will say this. I don't care. You're just distracting me. As Gene always says, you're taking me away from what's actually important. And I immediately, because I'm now conditioned, hopped away from it because I don't care. You're on cocaine, you're not on cocaine, you're looking to blame somebody. It's not going to get me health care. It's not going to bring wealth inequality back into perspective. It's not going to change the environment that we're lighting on fire. My second tweet, and I'm just going to roll through this, was Fox News. There's a Decoding Fox News that I follow on Twitter. She does a great job. Mm-hmm. But Fox News in the last year had 908 hours of commentary. They had 424 election officials. The percentage of Republicans, 96.5. The percent of Democrats, 2.6. And I guarantee it was Buttigieg because he's the only one I see that goes on there and can handle himself. 0.02% were independents, and 0.07% was one person that was on city council with Aurora. How that's considered a news source, fair and balanced, whatever you want to call it. Again, distractor, time suck, look over here, not interested. And my third one I'm going to say, and this was more an acknowledgement to like Finland. They're teaching in their elementary schools how to recognize fake news and propaganda. They're not burning books. They're just helping these kids to critically think and also teaching them their civic responsibility, which, oh my gosh, I thought that's what we used to do in this country 40 years ago.
Little
You
bit.
And now we just don't. Now it's almost a joke that I can fake this, fake that. You believe this, you believe that. We can't even agree on photos anymore.
Alternative facts.
Exactly.
That type of dumb shit. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
How about you, Bill? Or no, I'll go next, Bill. So you can wrap us up.
Okay.
I saw a tweet about Mike DeWine passing a law. Had a lot of shit in it, but the bad shit in it was basically we have to pay to get our own footage if we get our ass beat now. If a cop beats my ass and I need the fucking cop footage, I got to go pay up to $750 just to get it. All the news agencies do too. Everybody has to pay now.
That is so fucked up.
That's literally a weird. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just going to chime in that's like Freedom of Information Act. It was the same thing. It used to be free. Then when we got into the Iraq War, 9/11, the government felt that it would be better to start charging for it. So all that information is paid for. But go ahead, Gene, because I find.
Well, I was going to say this is literally a week after 13 motherfucking prison guards beat a dude to death with their body fucking rolling, and now you're saying his family will now have to go pay $750 to see that footage. This is corrupt. That's just next tweet. Fuck that guy. Fuck you, Mike DeWine. Next douchebag. Elon Musk thinks C-sections are the way to go for bigger human brains because somehow he's a fucking scientist. And all I'll say about that is I checked with all the OBGYNs and they would like him to shut the fuck up because he has no idea what the fuck he's talking about.
They also pointed out that he was a vaginal birth.
Perfect. Oh my God. It probably wasn't fucking breastfed, so who knows? My last and final tweet that annoyed me is I'm just watching some American dude. I don't know what African country he's in, but he walks up to this girl who's taking selfies. He's in her country, and he asks her what she's doing there and why she's standing there because he was worried she was stealing his Wi-Fi in his fucking rented condo or some shit. It's like, first of all, you're in her country, sir.
Yeah.
And second of all, he was a boomer. Probably didn't know how to change the fucking password. Fucking asshole. And she was just there taking selfies. She had nothing to do with his fucking condo. But he noticed her standing there, and he thought it was fucking one of those places, those home retirement places in Florida where you could just go harass the motherfucker for no reason. Literally in a black person's country, 99% black, and you're going to go up to that person and go, why are you standing here? What are you doing here? And she's across the street. She's not like next to his fucking condo or his building. She's fucking across the street, dude. He walked up to her from his crib. Like, what? That shit fucking irritated me. Like, Americans are the fucking worst tourists. They're the worst fucking tourists. Mm-hmm. And that's why I always wear a goddamn Canadian hat when I go somewhere.
Yep.
So, Jesus Christ. It's crazy. Anyway, those are my only 3 tweets.
That's fine. Good start. Uncle Bill, why don't you close that one out?
I've got one, and this is a mic drop, really. And I don't know, can you pull it up? I sent it to you.
See it?
Yeah.
All right.
So this is Republicans on rape. Rape is kind of like the weather. If it's inevitable, relax and enjoy it. Clayton Williams, Texas. If it's a legitimate rape, the female body has ways to shut that thing down. Todd Aiken.
That's the Missouri guy. I remember him.
I got him tossed, by the way.
Yeah, that got him tossed. There was actually some common sense in this state back then.
Yeah.
Rick Santorum, who we all know what Santorum is slang for.
Yeah.
Rape victims should make the best of a bad situation. Okay, Rick. Great advice. Richard Murdoch from the great state of Indiana. They must be so proud. Even when life begins in that horrible situation of rape, that is something that God intended to happen.
Really?
What the fuck is wrong with you? And then you've got Jody Lobenberg, obviously a real feminist, a champion of women. In the emergency room, they have what's called rape kits, where a woman can get cleaned out.
That's not what a rape kit is, Jody. What the fuck, dude? Oh my God.
Educate
Who
yourself,
voted for
Jody.
these idiots? Lawrence Lockman from the great state of Maine. If a woman has the right to an abortion, why shouldn't a man be free to use his superior strength to force himself on a woman? At least the rapist's pursuit of sexual freedom doesn't, in most cases, result in anyone's death. What the fuck? And that sounds like a guy who's actually probably committed some kind of assault in his past.
I mean, if the rule was she could take a 357 and fucking put it to your nutsack right afterwards and not get in trouble for it, okay, dude. Got thoughts. As long as she can fucking defend herself from that shit. What the fuck is wrong with people, dude?
That is
Dude, I wish I knew. It's just so this
and these are all representatives, mind you.
yeah, of course, because the House of Representatives is just a fucking circus.
Well, a lot of people might not know what Dan Savage's definition of Santorum is, Bill. So you should actually probably tell them, because you're like, everybody knows what Santorum is. No, they do not. But now that he's all pro fucking rape, we should actually tell Dan Savage's how he got the internet going and switched Santorum from Santorum to Santorum.
It's a frothy, heady mixture of fecal, lube, and semen.
Oh my
God. That's a Santorum.
Hey, I'll have a Santorum.
I'm sure you will. You dated strippers. I've never experienced that myself. And Rob himself is an angel and a saint. So,
Fuck you, Rick Santorum. That is such an apt.
It says it's an insult for nonsense or rubbish. So, way to Santorum this.
You've managed to Santorum the Santorum. Way to go.
Well, that's just that's nonsense. And somehow here we are. And I'll go back to, I'm not even mad at Republicans. Republicans are Republicans. We lost to these motherfuckers. We lose to these.
Did we? I still don't think those numbers added up. I think there was a lot of fishy shit, and I wish it had been looked into.
Well, that's a moral victory, but we lost. Did OJ go to jail, or was he found not guilty? I mean, he got off, dude. I mean, dude, a win's a win, a loss is a loss. We lost.
So I went back. Did you ever watch the ESPN series they did on that, Made in America? The OJ story?
Oh, OJ, yeah.
Oh,
it was really good.
Oh, yeah.
And OJ was really not a very good person. He didn't care about black people. He didn't consider himself black.
That. When he
I'm
drove
not black,
through
I'm OJ.
Brentwood, right?
Yeah, as they were driving him back after the chase, they're driving through his, exclusive neighborhood of Brentwood, and there were all these black people out there in support of him. And he turned and looked at the person in the car with him, and he's like, "What are all these N-words doing in Brentwood?"
Seriously, man.
OJ was OJ, man. He wasn't black.
Who the fuck's claiming OJ was a good person? I mean,
he was not. But no, I just wanted to say, dude, they did not present a good case. He should have gotten off. They did not present a good case. Mark Furman was
he did get off.
Huh?
He did get off.
He did. But I mean, people make it out like it was rigged.
Shitty case right there. He got off.
Yeah, you did. They did not present a good case. It was not beyond a reasonable doubt. First of all, Mark Furman was a liar and a white supremacist, right? Second of all, if you slash somebody's throat, dude, you're going to be covered in blood. You are not going to have like just a speck of blood on the door of your white Bronco.
Well,
yeah, if you decapitate somebody, chances are.
If the chips go crunch, it must be lunch.
So,
I mean, look at those gloves. What did they think was going to happen with leather gloves?
That was a long time ago, but it was like the worst thing that happened to fucking race relations in America since I don't fucking know. It was a turning point for how we ended up fucking where we are today, because everything seems to be fucking some weird ass black-white issue.
Yeah.
Again, you saw me losing my shit over how they write about the Muslim guy that kills 15 in New Orleans, and they write about the other guy that just got lucky he didn't kill anybody. But no, he had a troubled past, and all his cheating and affairs got him divorced. Oh, woe is me, blah blah blah. Black people, I think I would never speak for black people. I myself am personally tired of that fucking narrative, because it doesn't get you anything fucking doing that. It doesn't get you anything. Asian people suing to get rid of fucking affirmative action. It may be cute to do that shit, to have some asshole Republican pull you into that shit. But I will remind everybody that this nation of immigrants is only a fucking nation of immigrants because fucking black people fucking bled. So 22 million Asians could be here. So the Jewish people that here. Everybody that is fucking here is here because fucking blacks stood up for their own fucking rights. And then you guys got to fucking join the fucking party. And now everybody wants to make it a black versus white issue, or of this versus that issue. Look, man, we're all fucking immigrants, first of all, except
Yeah.
we were brought over here on slave ships. So, I mean, that's a little fucking different story, not to get you
Sure.
technical about it. But this nonsense, none of you motherfuckers except white people would be here if fucking black people weren't dragged here and then black people fought for their civil rights. You'd be fucking some weird ass you would have been an apartheid state for the fucking last 100 years. And now we got 3 fucking idiot South Africans that are in prominent roles hanging around this administration. Growing up in South Africa, by the way, not fucking growing up in America. 3 South Africans fucking with our lives.
Is it
Mhm.
a coincidence? It's the only other place that doesn't have universal health care in the industrialized nations.
Yeah. Well, dude, Musk's father was a big apartheid guy, and his grandfather was a Nazi.
Yeah, well, you know what I always say?
Literally.
Bunch of fucking Nazi. Fuck those motherfuckers.
Well, and from the photo, you can see the direction we're heading in. I mean, these are our Bezos and our Musks and our Facebook guy, whatever his face
These
is.
idiots are buying social media platforms and other things, and all they're gonna do with it is say it's okay to say the N-word, but you know, don't say anything positive about Luigi, or we're gonna pull you off because it's not positive.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers are gonna control the fucking narrative if you're not careful. Y'all need to shut that shit off a few hours a fucking week.
Yeah.
Go somewhere else
Mhm.
besides doom scrolling on fucking Twitter.
Well, that's our new thing. Okay, we'll give you just enough, but you need to come
Oh,
back to
absolutely. You have to
Yeah,
do
We'll fall on the sword so
Everybody
you don't
has
have
doom
to.
scroll 10
Right.
minutes a day. I would 100% suggest you do that because you get good information with that shit. But that, you know,
But it's
you gotta find some
infuriating.
positive shit too. You gotta find some sports shit. You gotta get some hobbies, and you gotta definitely never, ever again watch mainstream media. It's
Agreed.
bullshit. It's fucking rigged. Those motherfuckers have good health care. They have good
Mhm.
paternity fucking leave for the men and the fucking women.
Yeah.
Don't listen to these fucking morons when they're going woke this and woke that. The left is doing this to you. You ain't gonna get shit from anybody but progressives.
Yeah.
Start embracing progressives like
Sure.
me or my wife or Bill or Rob. You're never gonna have anything. We're gonna be fighting over the dumbest shit until the day I die, and I'm going to die first because everybody here is thinner than me. So fuck all y'all motherfuckers.
That's not necessarily true, but it is kind of the point of this platform is to give information that's not gaslighting you, to keep you current, but also to hear your voice. It'd be nice to get some comments and feedback from the younger generation so we can push forward as a unit and make things better for all of us.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, our friend of the show, Vern, always comments, and it's always much appreciated.
Yeah. So we're getting some good feedback. We could always use more. And this is why we're doing this, to put out information that's not here to lie to you and distract you.
And to tell amusing stories.
And I hope someone's counting my F words every podcast and see if I'm
Way
going up.
down, Gene.
Way
Way
down, yeah.
My wife looked up 3 times today. I don't know about all that. She looked up every
That's still pretty good, though.
So yeah, I'm getting better, but
You're getting there.
it's got to be one of my favorite words. It just
It's too easy.
encapsulates
Dude, it's a
so
great
much.
word. It can be a noun, it can be a verb, it can be an adjective, an adverb.
Just put an ly on it.
It just
Fuck you, you
releases-
fucking fucker.
Yeah, it releases
Yeah, it
stress. It just releases a little bit of anxiety. And you all know when I get anxiety, I get poop cramps. So
Oh,
Yeah,
Jay.
you don't want
I have
that.
to take a shit because I have anxiety. Anyway, I'm gonna drink
Yeah.
some fire. I think this show's pretty much over because we're talking about poop cramps.
Yes, please.
All right, fair enough. Well, let's do this again.
We are going to do this again. I hope you guys enjoy your Saturday. We'll try and come back. We'll see what the weather looks like, Gene. Maybe we'll come back early. We'll see.
All right, sounds
All
good.
right.
At
Sounds
worst,
good.
I'll see you Tuesday.
All right,
All right, be good,
But not
guys.
next Tuesday. See you. It's not a see you next Tuesday. It's just see you Tuesday.
Thank
all right.
you.
See you Tuesday.
Yeah.
See ya.
Peace.
See you, boys.